What's going on, guys? This is going to be a replacement video for an old video that I did a while back on my old Apache 1974 channel. This is the Vortex StrikeFire. I did do a video on this already, but the video quality wasn't that good. And I think with this new camera that I have, the video quality is going to be a little bit better. So I'm going to do a new video, just show the detail of the Optic a little bit more. I'm going to basically give you the same specs that I had, or the same specs that I read off to you previously in the old video. And just when I show you get it up close to the camera, you should be able to see a little bit better detail of it than you did in the last video. So this Optic is a red dot, which also has a green dot. It has quite a bit of adjustment to it with the brightness levels. It's a 30mm tube. It's just one piece. Comes with two different ring heights. This ring is the highest one that they have, and it gives the ability to co-witness with your iron sights. On my rifle, it does really well, and it works really well in that area. It's also waterproof. They don't really give any detail that I could find on the website about how far, or if you could submerge it really deep, or if it's static water that they're putting it in, or what the detail is there, but they do say it's waterproof. They also say it's fog proof. It's nitrogen purged to inhibit internal fogging, according to their information. It's also shock proof. Now they say that they tested it with a 375 H&H Magnum rifle with 1,000 rounds. So that's pretty much big game type situations there. So it seems like with that type of recoil, after 1,000 rounds, if it didn't damage it at that point, then it's probably pretty shockproof. I know I've had it on two different rifles. I've had it on my AK-47 when I first got this Optic, which is the 7.62 by 39. I've also had it on my AR-15, which is the 5.56. No problems with either rifle as far as the Optic goes. It just works really well. It's also parallax free, which basically means you can have both your eyes open. You can have a better field view of what you're looking at and your target. So for those of you that like to shoot with both eyes open like I do, it's going to be a really good option for you. The other thing about it is that it has unlimited eye relief. So if you want to mount this on the front of your rifle like in a scout optic situation, you can do that, and you're not going to lose the ability to see through the sight. Let's see, I think I mentioned already it has the red-green dot switch, so you can change the colors. It does have a night vision mode. Now I don't have night vision, but if you're looking for something that is night vision compatible with your night vision, then this will work with that. It does have a button specifically dedicated to that. It does come with also a 2x doubler that you can stick on the end of it. It screws into the end and gives you 2x power. I don't really use that. I just use it without that particular optic. So it's a good option if you want to use that. But like I said, I don't really use it. I just like to have fun with this thing and go out to the range and do a lot of target practice with it. The battery life on it, they say, on the red brightness, I think it's at the maximum level is 130 hours, it says here. 420 hours with the green, and that's at the maximum brightness. At the minimum brightness, the red is 4,400 hours, pretty good. The green is 4,700 hours. Now, if you try to compare that to the aim points, it's not even going to come close. The newer aim points, they have the ability to go up to like 50,000 hours. So you can get several, like 2 or 3 years out of that at least, if you just left it on constantly. So you can't really compare it to that. Plus the aim points are going to be quite a bit more expensive than this site. This site, you can get it online. Probably average price is around $150, but if you shop around, I'm sure you can find it cheaper. It does have a 6-hour shut-off period, so if you leave it on for more than 6 hours, it will turn itself off. That may be a good thing to you, or it may not be a good thing, depending on your situation. If you're looking for an optic where you're actually going to be going to do like running and gunning type stuff with it, or if you're a police officer and you're looking to do some serious work with it, I don't know that this would necessarily be the sight for you because, you know, it is a little bit cheaper. If I was a police officer or a SWAT member or something like that, I would go with the aim point instead of trying to go with something that's cheaper. But for my needs and going out to the range and just doing target shooting, this thing is awesome. And I think it would be fine if you were just, you know, running around plinking with it. It's just if you're in a professional situation where you need something that you can rely on for your life, I don't know that I would recommend this. But if you're just going to the range like me, then it should be fine. So let's take a close-up look at this optic. So one of the criticisms that I have of this optic is this button right here. Now, I think in some of the newer ones that they are producing, they've kind of remedied the situation a little bit. But the problem is that this button sticks out quite a bit. So if you throw this on your rifle, throw it in your bag, your rifle bag or your rifle case, you can pretty much be guaranteed that it is going to turn the light on, the red dot on. And so when you get out to the range, you're going to notice that your red dot has been turned on. So depending on how long it takes you to get to where you're going, you know, it may, like it takes me about 40 minutes to get to my range. And so I've already burned up 40 minutes of battery life with this, generally because it's already turned on. If I was Vortex, what I would look to do would be maybe to put it down here somewhere, maybe underneath this piece. I mean, this is a fairly large control panel. I don't know why they couldn't just put it underneath here. That would probably be a better location for it versus, I mean, it might be a little bit more difficult to reach if you have the lower mount, but just where it is right now, I mean, even on top would have been better probably, just somewhere to get it off the side like that. That's the only criticism that I really have of this optic though. Other than that though, it's really nice. It has your windage right here, and it also has, I'm sorry, this is the elevation, and then it also has your windage here. This is your battery compartment. It takes the, I think it's the CR2 battery. Let me just double check that here. You can see that these, there is an O-ring there to help seal it up against water. Let's see here. Yeah, this is a CR2 battery. So it's not the 123 batteries, probably a little bit more common are the 123s. But you know, these little CR2s aren't too bad. You can find them in drugstores and stuff like that. So not too bad. And it lasts a while for me. It went about a year or a year and a half before I had to replace the battery for the first time. So I think you'd get a lot of life out of this unless you're using it on a daily basis. Let's see, now it does have the flip up sights, which are really nice. I really like these things. I like flip up sights on any like scopes, red dot sights, any kind of optic. I think it's just the way to go. I hate the rubber pieces that you take off completely. These things stay with it. You can open them up, flip them up really quick, and you're good to go. When you're done, you just close the caps and the lenses are safe. So you can see the glass in there. I don't know if you can see how good you can see it. I'll try to get it in the light. There it is in the light. But the glass looks pretty nice. It is coated, I believe, with some kind of coating. So there you go. You can take a look at the lens. On this side, you have your controls. The up and down arrows for the brightness levels, and then this is a little NB button is for your night vision. And let's see if I can turn it on here and get you a view of what the red dot, there it is. So you can see the little red dot. It probably doesn't come up very well in here. I don't know if it's going to focus on the dot. It's focusing more on the optic itself. But you can get an idea of what that red dot looks like. Now I'll switch it over to green so you can see that as well. There's the green dot. This is a 4 MOA dot. It doesn't look quite as big in the optic as it does here on the screen. But it is a fairly big dot, so basically you're going to be looking to use this about 50 yards and in. Anything beyond that, if you try to shoot out to 100 yards, unless you're shooting at a man-sized target, it's going to cover the target up for the most part. So it's not going to be for precision shooting out to 100 yards or anything like that, but you can hit stuff at 100 yards. I have done it. It's just not very precise. Probably something like the EOTechs, which have the larger circle with the 1 MOA dot, would be more precise for that. Even some of the aim points, which have, I believe, have like a 2 MOA dot, would be even better. But this little sight is really nice. I like it. It's very sturdy. It's not too heavy, but it feels very sturdy in your hand. So, you know, it's something that I would certainly recommend for anybody that's just looking for something to have a little fun with. You could throw this on a 22 if you wanted to, or even, you know, anything larger. But it's a lot of fun. Now, the another thing that I'm not too fond of this, but it works okay, is this little dial here. Obviously, this is how you screw it down and tighten it to your Picatinny rail. But I would rather have like a quick latch or quick detach system with a lever throw. I think that would be a better option, and I might look into getting something to replace this this ring with here. Some type of throw lever that will be quick detach for me. But other than that, though, it's a really good sight. I think if you guys picked it up, you'd probably be pretty pleased with it. You know, other than just some of the criticism I have with it, with the on-off switch, the newer ones supposedly, I think you have to hold down the button instead of just clicking it to get it to turn on. So that might help with the problem with it turning on in the bag. Mine, however, you just press it one time and it comes on. So it's really easy to turn this on when it goes in the bag. But I think the newer ones that have just the red dot, I think they're a little bit better about this, and you probably have to hold it down a little bit longer to get it to turn on. It may still turn on in the bag, but it may be a little bit more difficult for it to do that. So that's how you cycle through. You just press it once, you get the red dot, press it again, you get the green dot, press it again, and it just turns it off. So I think it's a good sight if you guys are looking for something fairly inexpensive. You know, for $150, I don't think you can go wrong with this little sight. You know, like I said, I wouldn't recommend it for someone that's in law enforcement, or, you know, maybe a SWAT member or something like that. You're probably not going to be looking at something like this. You're probably going to be looking at the aim points or the EOTechs. But for your everyday average type person that's going out to the range and just having a little fun, this is going to be your sight right here, and you're going to be very happy with this. All right, guys, if you have any questions about the sight or anything that pertains to it, just leave me a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. All right, guys, talk to you later.